Moira's new Necrotic Orb, adjusted Junker Queen bugs, and brand new interactions make its way into episode 3 of the Overwatch 2 beta Mythbusters series. This one is a more generic episode covering a ton of your burning questions from the comments of previous episodes and on TikTok. Be sure to leave some more myths for me to bust in the comments down below for a future episode. But first, I have to thank the sponsor of this video, Raid Shadow Legends, and their most recent addition in the game, Deliana, who's one of the best supports. I'm a support main in many games, and I can tell when a support hero is good, and Deliana is the perfect stun set healer. You can actually get Deliana for free because there's a special Deliana chase event happening right now for new and existing players where all you gotta do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and July 28th to get her for free. For all new players, you can enter code MyDeliana to get 50 XP brews to instantly max her to level 50, plus a ton of silver. There's even more happening this month, including 5 badass new looking champions and the Summer Splash events where you can get these awesome Trundra skins. New players use my link or scan the QR code in the top right to get a free starter pack worth almost $30, free champion Vergis, and this cool loot for the next 30 days. I'll see you in game. Can Bastion's configuration artillery, his ultimate, be interrupted? Here's a punch, yes. Here's a hook, yes, he's interrupted. Not so fast, here's a Sombra hack, and it did not interrupt the Bastion ult. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but we're gonna keep it plausible for now. Is Bastion's configuration artillery, his ultimate, stationary and he can't be pushed back? The reason we're asking this myth is because in Overwatch 1, he could not be moved at all in sentry form, so now we're trying his ultimate form in Overwatch 2. And it does look like he can be booped back, but the ultimate still goes through because it's not a stun, so no, it's busted because he is not stationary. Does Echo get the roll passive from the hero she duplicates? So here we duplicate the Baptiste, we shoot her, and you can see her HP is slowly recovering. So yes, it's confirmed she does take the roll passive. Does the push robot go any faster with extra players? Everybody knows the payload moves quicker with extra people, but we're checking it out here. On the left side, it's Sojourn by itself, one person, and on the right side, there's 3 people on the robot, but nothing is changing. So no, the push robot does not go any quicker with more people. Can you draw on the push game mode? Although it's not common, you definitely can. It'll usually happen when the push robot hits the same checkpoint as the opponent. Can Moira's Necrotic Orb be deflected by Genji? Yeah, it just works like a regular projectile. Can Moira's Necrotic Orb reduce Bob's damage if Ashe is hit with it? Certainly not. Bob is doing full damage. So that begs the question, can Moira's Necrotic Orb be applied to Bob himself? Now it works if you do it this way. Does the Necrotic Orb weaken D.Va's mech before she launches it? Here you can see that purple aura following the mech, but it does full damage and kills the enemy, so don't be fooled. So if you can't weaken the mech with Necrotic Orb, can you weaken baby D.Va herself? In this case, yes, you must weaken the baby D.Va herself to lower the explosion damage. Can Moira's Necrotic Orb weaken Wrecking Ball's Minefield? Obviously, if you try to shoot the mine itself with Necrotic Orb, it'll just break it because it does 50 damage and mines have 50 HP. So if you hit the Hammond himself, you can walk into like 6 of them before finally going down. So it's pretty useful, and yes, it works. So let's try Torbjorn. Does the Necrotic Orb weaken the turret? So if you try hitting it, it'll do a flat 50 damage to it, but there's no aura, no damage reduction. You take full damage, so no. But can the Torb's turret be weakened by hitting Torb himself with the Necrotic Orb? Doesn't look like it. Can Moira's Necrotic Orb reduce Doomfist's Meteor Strike damage? So when Doomfist uses Meteor Strike, it cleanses all effects, so I came down definitely before the 4-second timer expired, but I did full damage, so no, the orb doesn't work. Can Moira's Necrotic Orb reduce Cassidy's magnetic grenade damage after it's already thrown? Indeed it works. Does Bastion's artillery ultimate weaken from Necrotic Orb after he fires it? Indeed, the weaken effect still applies even after he's fired it. Does Necrotic Orb weaken Hanzo's Dragonstrike before he launches it? You bet. But does the Necrotic Orb still weaken Hanzo's Dragonstrike even after he's fired it? No, it does not. So in this instance, you must hit Hanzo beforehand. Does Moira's Necrotic Orb weaken Junkrat's Riptire itself? It only takes the 50 damage, but no effect on it. So if that doesn't work, does the Moira's Necrotic Orb still weaken the Riptire if it's applied to Junkrat himself? No, it does not. So Junkrat is immune to the Necrotic Orb weaken. Can Moira cleanse an enemy Moira's Necrotic Orb with Fade? You absolutely can. Does the Necrotic Orb reduce even more damage if an enemy is hit with 2 of them through an Echo Duplicate? Not gonna lie, this is a pretty niche and rare situation to find yourself in, but if you ever see it, now you know it doesn't work. Will an enemy Necrotic Orb weaken your own Necrotic Orb's weakening effect? It's a bit of a tongue twister, but basically it means that will their weaken your weaken effect? And no, it doesn't. Does a Genji Deflected enemy ability that has been weakened still do that weakened reduced damage? Here the Pharah takes the 50 damage from the Necrotic Orb and the Deflected Rocket does 30. So yes, the damage is still weakened. But does a Genji Deflected enemy ability that has been weakened still deal reduced damage after the 4-second timer? So here it is at long range, Pharah is weakened, we wait a little bit, fire a rocket, the weakened effect is expired by the time the rocket comes back, but it still only deals 30 damage. Yes, the damage reduction is stored in the rocket itself. Let's go into Cassidy. Does a Magnetic Grenade track a movement ability like Doomfist's Rocket Punch? No, it does not. He moves too quickly out of range. Can Cassidy's Magnetic Grenade track a movement ability like Reinhardt's Charge? It absolutely can, because Rein's Charge moves way too slow of velocity. Can Cassidy's Magnetic Grenade track a movement ability like Sojourn's Power Slide? This ability moves pretty quickly, so you're able to actually dodge getting stuck by it, but it will still explode. Can Cassidy's Magnetic Grenade track a movement ability like a single Tracer Blink? Yes, 1 blink is not enough, but 2 should get you out. Can Cassidy's Magnetic Grenade track a movement ability like Widowmaker's Grapple? Generally speaking, this one's a pretty slow movement ability, so you should be able to catch them. If you throw it kind of late, you might be able to catch the explosion tail end, but yeah, that's basically it. And that's it for episode 3. Not sure if I'm gonna make it to episode 4 before the beta ends on July 18th. We'll come back for the next beta if they have one, or if not, just the full release in October. See you then.